Hi, this is Travis in the Uncanny Valley. So, to get into an example of the speaking with kindness under linguistics and then under vocabulary, I had one instance that happened a long time ago where I was having a discussion with the person and uh, they eventually conceded that they just weren't aware of some aspect of what we were discussing. And we were still talking about the thing, and I said something about how uh, I said they were ignorant of that and of that fact that we at that point agreed on, and they instantly got upset and said that I should not have called them ignorant, and I attempted to clarify that that was not only not my intent, it wasn't what I had actually done with my words. I did not call them ignorant. I was saying uh, they were ignorant in the very specific context of that topic, of that fact, and they had also conceded as much, and that it just meant without knowledge, and the person told me that just the connotation was very upsetting to them, and that's fair. I was saying it in a very literal way. I say it about myself all the time, and I get now. I mean, this was over 20 years ago, but I get that it has connotation, and and people are going to have an emotional reaction to the way they have experienced words being used. But that's one example of how um, I don't always have a better word to use. So in that situation, like I'll sometimes uh, add a little more context, like you know if I say ignorant of that particular thing, or I don't know another word to use in that situation. That's just the example that came to me, but um, yeah, that's something I've tried to do better at. Just to know also that in theory of mind, we have diverse desires, and that I might be saying something that people are less likely to want to improve themselves. So like I have a growth mindset, but other people that you're going to encounter are uh, likely to have a fixed mindset where they just are more focused on the status quo and not having that disturbed, and just it's all about peace and status quo, and that's them. That's their business. I'm not going to say that's fine for them. I have a growth mindset, so I'm not happy uh, for them. They can be happy for themselves. That's within their autonomy to do. But also, oh, what was the other thing? Oh, diverse experience. Like, so the way I experience that word is I've processed the word ignorant as through its definition. So whenever I hear that word, like I'm aware of that connotation, but I don't. That's not my first go-to. Like I use it very contextually. So if you're ignorant of a thing, then I don't make that about you. If I'm ignorant of a fact, I'm more ignorant about most things than I have knowledge about anything. So I don't personalize that about myself, and that's not the way I use it about if I'm talking to another person. So that's not going to be one of the first things that comes into my mind. But it's like that word in particular happens to have that for me just because of that experience. But I come across that all the time when I'm talking to someone, that I'm using words based on their definition. And here's the kicker. This is a really challenging part. It's based on the definition with almost disregard for how all the variable ways that other people might take it, because that's so fluid, the way people understand words. 10 years from now they might understand them differently, but the actual definition of a word can be looked up. Its etymology can be found, but the way that some random person you're talking to 5 years from now is going to take that word, that's not knowable. So that's why I do almost have a disregard for the way that people are going to take a thing, because I don't have that capacity to have sensitivities to things that are within other people's brains. So I, I get that that is rude, because I don't know how to do that.